Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the Dukes of Sports. I'm Randy Lively with
Andrew Eaton.
Yeah, here's our brand new set.
Brand new.
Yep, just sparing no expense.
Absolutely not. Went from 3 cameras to 1.
Yep, saving electricity. And yes, this is a very green show.
Yes,
and no, this is nice.
Well, this is nice, and I'll get the big announcement out of the way now, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
One of the reasons we're doing it this way is actually we're going to be changing our setup, not to this, but we're going to be hopefully recording on the radio live and at the high school, and
on Wednesdays.
On Wednesdays instead of Mondays. So it'll be Wednesdays at 3 o'clock tentatively. We'll make sure everything's on the Facebook page official when it is official, but as of right now, it'll be Wednesdays at 3, and hopefully in a couple months, we'll even be accepting some phone calls from you, the audience. It'll be interesting, I think.
To say the least.
To say the least.
If anyone is brave enough.
So we're going to set up with just 1 camera to ease you into the new layout, because we know it can change is a difficult thing.
Yeah, that's right. We're not going to be able to have stuff like this.
No,
geez, this is a 1-week deal.
Yeah, we're going to be in uncomfortable rolling chairs next time.
Yeah. Well, we can have races.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. So, well, you said on Facebook, would information be on the sandwichtv.org?
Yes, it will also be on the Sandwich. Well, yeah. Yeah, we can get it on the Sandwich site for sure.
Or maybe you could squeeze this into the bulletin board.
But I can do that.
Yeah.
I'll put a bulletin out there too.
Yeah.
And have people tune in, and then when we get a phone number for you guys to call in, we'll post that up there too.
But if it's on a bulletin board, that way people who are watching that will get a heads up on what it is we're doing.
That's good.
Assuming they care.
Yes.
But there probably is somebody.
I think there's a lot of people that care.
That's right.
We have 36 likes on our Facebook page, so.
Well, there's a lot. I know there's a lot of people. Well, I know people who watch, but don't do Facebook.
Right.
Which was me until
I forced you into it.
You wrote me into it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I do my best.
Yeah. Well, you did good. So now it's a way of keeping a track of my daughter. She doesn't tell me nothing.
What, in her 30s?
No.
Oh, okay.
She's 25.
Oh, so she's younger than I am.
Oh, yeah.
How do you like that?
About a month ago where she worked, some 16-year-old tried to ask her out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Is she young looking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's petite like her mother.
Yeah.
So, so that's great.
So that's the new.
Oh, yeah, and here,
news.
Speaking of new.
Yes.
If you haven't had it, it should be out in your stores. These nice little Coca-Cola bottles that are, well, we don't have a zoom in. Take my word for it. It's a commemorative 100-year Fenway Park special Coke, and it's a nice glass bottle.
It is.
I like that. You get
and it tastes better in the glass.
Well, a nice, crisp, clean taste out of glass, and then it can be used for weapons afterwards.
Absolutely.
But so Coke is...
As long as you don't say anything anti-Semitic, it's okay, right?
No, not me.
We'll get to that in a minute.
I'm the most Semitic, whatever. But, it says Fenway Park, 100 years. They have the same thing on their uniform sleeve, the same logo or whatever you want to call it. But, Coke came out with this commemorative bottle, and... I'm assuming this is a limited edition. It's not going to be around forever.
Probably this year.
So if you want some, find them in your store. You get the great taste of Coke and a neat little bottle to save.
And a neat little bottle.
Yeah. So we should probably talk about. Well, there's one important thing I want to get out of the way. I mean, we're going to talk a little Kentucky Derby. I'm sure you've done your homework.
Oh yeah.
And the NFL draft, but there was one issue on my mind. I guess you're going to be talking about the fans twittering after the Bruins. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I was talking about Delman Young of the Detroit Tigers.
Oh.
He's suspended because he got into a bar fight and was drunk in public and yelling anti-Semitic slurs. It was wonderful.
Who does he think he is, Mel Gibson?
All right, he doesn't have that kind of pull.
No.
That's all that was.
Oh.
If you didn't hear about that, that's what that is.
Well, too bad he didn't do that before he destroyed my fantasy league for a week there.
Oh, you have Delman Young on your team?
No, I don't, but he went crazy against the Red Sox, didn't he?
Probably.
Yeah.
Everyone went crazy against the Red Sox.
I don't have many Red Sox left on my team.
You know what's funny, actually? I'm going to a Red Sox game in 3 weeks from today.
Why is that funny?
4 weeks from today, rather. They're playing Detroit.
Ooh.
So here's hoping I get to see Verlander. I'd like that, you know. Unfortunately, I think the Red Sox may actually lose that game, but who knows? They're in Fenway, so
the way they played it. Let's hope they're a better team than they started the season.
No, they did win 6 straight, and then they lost last night.
Yeah, Beckett. He didn't pitch. He was lousy in the first inning, and after that, he pitched well.
Well, it was three runs, was it? I mean,
that was enough.
It was enough because
it's amazing.
The offense isn't showing up. That's the problem.
Well, they do, and then they don't.
Right.
10 runs, 1-1, 1-1.
Right.
So, when you just take the last 2 games, they scored 2 runs and got a win out of them.
Right.
Thanks to Lester.
Well, it was 1 run.
Well, they scored 1 run each of the last 2 games.
Oh, yes.
The 1-0.
Okay.
And
right.
So
it was enough in Lester's outing and not enough in Beckett's.
Yep. So, but I had one thing I just wanted to
please
ask your opinion about, because I think enough time has gone by now that you can formulate a well thought out decision or an analysis. Jenny Dell.
Making me nervous.
Jenny Dell.
Jenny Dell?
Jenny Dell. The Red Sox sideline reporter and locker room after game reporter. She replaced Heidi Watney.
Right.
Oh, so what do you think?
I don't know.
What?
I've never seen her.
You don't watch any Red Sox games?
I don't get Nesson.
What?
I know.
What the hell's wrong with you?
It's sad.
Here you are doing a sports show and you don't get Nesson?
I don't get. I subscribe to Nesson on my Facebook and I get updates from there.
Oh, well, that's too bad.
It's all about the bottom dollar, Randy. I've cut cable costs.
But you make big bucks.
Well, yeah, but I have like 8 illegitimate children.
Oh,
so it's...
Well, since when did you decide to pay child support?
No,
that's too bad.
I'm looking into it.
To get, your opinion of.
I think I saw her picture. She seemed cute.
Yeah, she's a brunette. Not a blonde.
Not
like
a blonde.
Heidi.
Okay, and it's not. She's not Asian like the hockey one, right?
No, she's just sort of. Which there's nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong with that. They're very diverse at Nesson.
Yes.
I guess it's just my point.
Yeah, because I don't know what happened with Catherine Tappan. She used to be. Dale Arnold was doing the Bruins.
I don't even know who that is.
Well, if you don't get Nesson, you wouldn't.
Huh. Is she relatively new, or is she from years ago?
No, she's been with Nesson for a few years, and I don't know if she's off because she, she had a baby or something, or
could be,
or just.
Well, Heidi Watney left because she was banging Ortiz, right?
Ortiz?
That's what I heard.
I don't think so. Everybody else, but.
Oh, just not Ortiz.
But she went to the Lakers. She's a Laker.
Oh, that's right. Come on. How do you go from a New England sports channel?
I know. Yes, a step down. And, yeah, she's got a cousin that's a professional golfer.
Okay. And there was someone else, Hazel May. Who's that one?
Hazel, she's with the MLB network now.
Right. She was one.
She's been there for, I don't know, a few years now.
Yeah.
Because Heidi Watney replaced her. But no, it's too bad you hadn't seen her because I was going to ask, because it seemed like these women that the Red Sox hire, for their third person on their broadcast, tend to all have a certain physical characteristic in common.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What's that? Or were your hand motions supposed to be?
Besides being female, no, I just was wondering if you thought she was up to prior standards. She seems to be pretty much in a ballpark.
So should I be looking up a picture of her? Is that?
Well, it depends. You got a little screen. I don't know if it'll do her justice, but you can try.
Now, you know there's a woman sitting in this booth listening.
We certainly do. And,
and
you don't count. She is the best woman director that we have ever had.
I know.
And hopefully ever will have. I hope she never goes.
Well, I hope not.
No, because, I mean, where would we be without Jen, really? I mean, think about it.
Well, it's true.
She is, like...
And we're giving her a break by doing the one camera, too.
Besides the behind-the-scenes guts of this show.
She's also the voice of God. Goddess. Yes. No, it's good. Big shout out to Jen. She actually helped post the video on the Facebook page when I was on vacation. And that's good when you and Rob did the show.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
Why would you?
No, I did actually. I at least watched half of it anyway. The Red Sox, I was interested in that. Then you guys started talking about boxing and bowling or something.
We did not. Boxing, maybe. Bowling, definitely not.
No, the first one I missed when I was sick, you talked about boxing because it was something to do with the anniversary of an Ali fight, I think it was, or his birthday maybe, or...
Might have mentioned
This was months ago. Whatever. Anyway, thank you, Jen, and thank you, Rob, when he's here. He's not today.
So then we don't need to thank
So we don't need to thank him for today.
Although, what if he
He's
watches?
not doing anything. Well, Rob, then get to work. If he's watching.
Oh, God. Why? He doesn't deserve some time off?
No.
Oh.
Okay. God, no.
All right. Yeah. Well, that's a good policy to have. Because, you let somebody take a day off. The next thing you know, you're going to want a vacation.
Right.
The next thing they're going to want to not have to work Christmas, and other holidays.
Geez, really.
So it's just as well not to even start that bad habit.
Yes. Exactly. All right. Well, you were about to transition into something else before we went on one of our tangents.
That's about it. Well, no, it's Jen. Hey, Jen, did you figure out, do you know who won Saturday's NASCAR race?
Yes, I do.
Well,
do you want to chat about it now?
Sure.
Okay. Do you want to come in and chat about it so we can see your glowing face?
I was going to say, I'm not endowed the way we were speaking about here before, so I'll stay behind the scenes and I'll share with you. We were talking about the girls, and there was a hand gesture. That's why I came in on the mic here. You feel you're not in doubt. Well, yeah, but you're not working for Nesson here. This is true. So I'm going to stay back here. And our winner was Kyle Busch.
Busch.
And then Junior. And
Kyle,
then Tony Stewart.
Oh, Junior got a second.
Stewart.
Huh.
Yep.
So Kyle.
Casey Kane was fifth.
Yeah,
oh, that's Jen.
And how about
Jen's
points?
heartthrob.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, she likes Edwards too, right?
My father likes Edwards.
Father
he was 10th.
likes Edwards. That's too bad. Who's the points leader these days? Do you know?
I will look.
Okay.
So
is that our NASCAR
Kyle
minute,
Busch.
or?
Well, that wasn't really a minute, was
No, it wasn't.
NASCAR in 20 seconds or less. It's supposed to be fast, baby.
It is 200 miles an hour. That's what that is.
Well, hey, that's what happens when you don't watch the race either.
I am guilty.
Yes, because I like to hear about the crashes. That's always.
Were there any crashes? I'm sure that's big news if there were.
Well,
there was a green, white, and checkered finish, whatever that means.
Well, that means there was a caution right near the very end.
Okay, there you go.
Ah.
Which could have been a crash or just some car hitting a wall and leaving a little.
Okay, so the POS, I guess, would be the point leader in
point
the
overall
standings.
standings, right?
Okay, so
Something
Greg
like that.
Biffle is leading the
Still?
standings, and then Junior, followed by Denny Hamlin.
Why?
So Junior, well, it must be consistency because he hasn't won.
He hasn't won, but
he must be in the top 5. Often enough to rack up those points. I can't stand him.
But you know that Jen missing the race is not entirely her fault. She was doing other sports-related activities. Her son,
family stuff,
plays baseball now,
right?
And she was at a game, I believe it was.
I was indeed.
She could have TiVo'd it.
She could have.
Do you have TiVo?
I don't.
Me neither.
I don't have TiVo.
See?
And, I still, unfortunately, we've got a DVD player, but that's all it is. It's a player, not a recorder. And we still have the old VHS player.
But is it a recorder?
It's supposed to, but it's been so long, I tried to record it.
Because you know, here at Sandwich Community Television, we could convert a VHS to DVD.
Oh, I got a lot of.
Plug.
I got a
So
lot.
that wasn't that good?
I get a for a nominal fee.
Yes, for a nominal fee.
Well, I probably couldn't afford it. I got a lot of VHS because I'm old.
Yeah.
Not only that, but we watch your personal family videos
We
as
do.
we do it.
Oh, well, these aren't family stuff. These are all movies.
Well, I also have a personal one at home that I've converted a lot of my VHS tapes for.
Oh.
So.
But no, I for some reason, of course, I don't have the directions for it anymore because this thing is aged.
Oh, so it blinks 12 o'clock?
No, I mean, I figured, no, it doesn't even have it.
No clock?
That's how old it is. But
It's got a manual clock?
it has no clock. But, you know, I figured you put it in, you know, you switch your TV to channel from 3 to 4, press record, or maybe play record. None happens. So my wife's going to be bummed because she has to work and won't be able to watch the Kentucky Derby on Saturday.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, she's not into sports like I am, but certain events she does. And she was really into, you ever hear of a horse called Zenyatta?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. Big female horse.
Did she just have a kid?
Yeah. And so did Rachel Alexandra.
Who?
Well, I think about
Could almost hear the crickets
then
chirping there.
got Horse of the Year, and the year before Rachel Alexandra did.
That's the name of a horse?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But, you know, Zenyatta had won like 19 in a row and lost her last race by literally a nose. And
did that
was against the boys.
Did she win the Triple Crown then?
No. Well, the female horses do race in a Triple Crown, although I don't think they should because they get a weight allowance because they're female. They get 5 pounds. And so once in a while, one of them will race. And there have been some fillies that have won the Triple Crown. But winning...
So I didn't realize that there was that much of a difference. I thought horses were pretty comparable, male and female.
No. Not in thoroughbreds usually.
Not in thoroughbreds.
Now,
see this?
And I'm talking at the elite level.
Yeah.
Now, you know, the $2,500 claimers, it probably doesn't matter at that point because they pretty much are lousy.
You're starting to speak Greek.
Claiming race is you put a horse in for a tag, and the tag is a price tag.
Okay.
And so you could be sitting there and you say, oh, I like the looks of that horse. I'm going to claim it. So you put in.
So you're putting a bet in?
No, you're buying the horse. You claim the horse for.
So you have a stake in it then?
You own it.
For $2,500?
Well, yeah, but these are horses that, you know, are a step above animal food. No, they're lousy.
They're okay.
They're lousy. And then they have various levels of claiming races. It might be 2,500, might be 5,000, might be 10,000.
I got you. Okay, so this is all right.
20,000.
It's like different leagues almost.
Yeah, but you know your claimers, even a $25,000 claimer, you know, for you and I that might be pricey.
Yeah.
But if you're if that's what you do for a living or a hobby, you know, a little hobby like celebrity chef Bobby Flay owns some horses, and you know, I think Joe Torre is involved, and so for them, $25,000 is walking around money,
right?
And you know, it's still not your high caliber racehorse,
right?
Because if your horse is halfway decent, you want to try to avoid having him be in claiming races, so you don't lose him.
Okay.
Because you got no choice. If somebody claims that horse, he's theirs.
Okay.
So you claim it before the race is run, and the present owner has nothing to say about it. You can't say, no, I changed my mind, or nothing.
So these horse owners are basically putting their horses for sale for $2,500 or $5,000.
That's real cheap.
In these races.
Yep.
If it's the cheap ones, if they're not any good.
And every racetrack, every day when they run a meet, which could be, you know, anywhere from 9 to 10, 11 races, a certain number of those races are always claiming races.
So,
and that's your low.
It sounds like you don't own the horse. You're like borrowing it from the library.
Well,
yeah, well, that was
you
gonna be my
own it
next
unless
question.
somebody claims it.
Well, no, okay, so someone owns the horse until someone claims it. All right,
Right.
so say I claim a horse in this race.
It doesn't happen a
Can
lot.
I take it home after the race? I
Well,
mean, like,
no,
is it like
as a pet?
Yeah, well, yeah.
You're not a house train. So
If I have a stable, if I, you know, like my cousin has
you
horses.
could, but you could probably buy a stable riding horse cheaper.
I'm sure you could.
So why would you want it?
I'm just, just hypothetically.
I don't know. I mean, you probably
I'm trying to figure out how this
because
works.
you have, you know, you kind of have to be at the racetrack. It's not like I don't think you.
Well,
can
no,
phone it
okay.
in.
So my cousin lives a half hour from Saratoga. Okay. Now I don't know if Saratoga does these claiming races or not.
They all do.
Okay, so they do, and
because to fill
but she
a
goes
field regularly,
Yeah.
There aren't enough excellent horses to go around.
and I understand that, but she goes. Say she's a horse trainer, okay?
Yep.
She goes to one of these claiming races, the crappy claiming races, and claims a horse for $5,000.
Yep.
Okay. Can she then take it home and try and train it again, and then submit it to a separate race so that someone else can't claim it, but she could still do whatever? I mean, I don't get how the horse ownership really works.
Yeah.
here.
Well, most people don't bring them home.
Bring it to a field, a stable, whatever.
You usually have a.
You usually have a stable.
Yes, and you know most people own more than one.
Yeah.
And yeah, you'd want to, you know, continue training it. You might train it differently.
But you could do that.
Of course, that's the whole point.
Okay.
I mean, bottom
It's really
line, like anything
the
else, the point is
original
to-
owner is just trying to unload these horses, essentially.
Well, sometimes they don't have a choice because their horses aren't good enough to race in better races.
Oh, so they have to go in the claiming before they can go in.
Yeah, you got to show that you can win and
Okay.
stuff like that.
All right.
You know, now there's certain horses that never go through that because of their pedigrees and whatnot.
Sure.
But
Or trainers even, and owners, right?
yeah, well, you know, some of the good trainers will sometimes have horses that are in those kind of races. It might not be a $2,500 claimer.
Right.
But-
It might be a 10,000, 15, 20, whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, horses aren't getting claimed that often,
Okay.
so it's
Well, why don't we go claim one?
fairly low risk for the owner.
Well, we should go claim one.
Oh yeah,
Name it
like we
half
know
a
what we're
Duke.
doing. Yeah.
A third of a Duke, and we can bring it on the show.
Yeah. Yeah. So hey, but before we get into the
Yeah,
Kentucky
yeah.
Derby,
All
I
right.
did want to
You-
ask
you-
you, what did you think of the Patriots NFL draft?
I honestly only paid attention in the first round.
Okay.
And we got an inside linebacker and a defensive tackle. I think that's good. And the outside linebacker,
he's an end.
inside linebacker, outside? Is he inside?
Inside linebacker,
Inside
defensive end.
Oh, an end. Sorry.
End was,
well, an end is a tackle, isn't it? Technically,
No,
he's not a nose tackle, but he's a defensive
he's an end.
tackle.
If he was a tackle, they'd call him a tackle.
Yeah. Okay.
There's an end on each.
Yeah. No, right.
There's
The
an
end's
end on
the
each end.
But they're on the line. He's a defensive lineman. Sorry.
Yes.
That's
Right.
what I was.
Chandler Jones from Syracuse.
Right.
He's and then Donta Hightower
Yeah, Hightower.
is the inside linebacker.
He's supposed to be Patrick Chung, like, no.
No, Chunk's a safety.
Chung's a safety. Who is supposed to be McCourty?
McCourty's a cornerback safety.
He started out as a linebacker, though, didn't he?
No, you thinking of Mayo?
Am I thinking of Mayo? I might be thinking of Mayo. Wow. See, it's football season ends,
I know
and
you
all of a
just
sudden,
freaking forget everything.
apparently, I just forget everything. I'm focused on the Red Sox
Yeah,
now.
no, McCourty was he kind of took Asante Samuel's place.
Oh, that's right.
But
I
then
just remember he was
during the
really
year
good.
last year, remember he's hurt at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
He came back. He played his cornerback position. By the end of the year, maybe the last 3-4 games, something like that, they had him playing safety.
Right.
So now nobody
because
knows
there's no one in safety.
which one he's going to play.
Did we pick up a safety in the later rounds, maybe?
Yeah, they did. Well, they picked up a safety in the second round.
Okay.
Which a lot of people think was not a good pick. They thought this guy would be available a lot later rounds than a second round pick. Some guy named Tavon Wilson.
What school is he out of? Do you know?
I don't have that here.
All right.
But Hightower, he seems like he could.
He seems good.
A good keeper.
I've heard very good things about him.
He's big.
Yeah.
But he can move. Mm-hmm. And even though he's an inside linebacker, I think he can still get after the quarterback. And then in the third round, because they had 2 firsts and 2 seconds. So then they ended up.
They did have 2 seconds. Okay.
Then they ended up, they had the 2 firsts. Mm-hmm. Then they up with a second, a third, and a fifth.
Wow.
Then they ended up with a second, a third, a sixth, and 2 sevenths. Got rid of the fifth. First, they got rid of the second round, the second one.
Yeah.
For a third and a fifth.
Okay.
Then they used the third. Then when it came time for the fifth, they traded that and got a sixth and 2 sevenths for that 1/5 pick.
All right. I'm just pulling it up right now.
So they had 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They had 4 picks. They ended up with 7. Mm-hmm. But 3 of them were very late rounds. But another defensive end,
Jake Bickett?
Bickett, yeah. He is from the same team that their third quarterback, I think his name is Ryan Mallett. He didn't see the light of day last year in terms of playing, but and I don't know if he's an Alabama boy. Belichick likes Alabama players because he's buddy with Saban. And interesting thing too, they say Iowa players are often highly sought after because of the way that Iowa football team plays and trains and schemes that they use. It's like they come ready-made for the pro game. Mm-hmm. Kind of interesting. You wouldn't think Iowa would be a hotbed, but then some of the interesting picks really came with those last 3. The 6th round pick was a guy named Nate Ebner. This guy's a rugby player.
Nice.
Doesn't have much experience on the college level.
Yeah.
But, he's got to be a little crazy right off the bat to be a rugby player.
Yeah.
And he's a defensive back. It doesn't say safety or cornerback.
Right.
Because normally they specify. Being a rugby player, I think safety.
Depending how big he is. He'd want to be pretty small to be a safety, I think. Small for rugby, anyway.
Yeah. Not sure. But he's got to be a little nuts.
Yeah.
So, which is good.
Yeah, no, that's on defense, that's definitely good.
Then in the 7th round, they picked up this guy named Alfonso, looks like Denard. You can probably read small print better than I can.
Probably. You need me to...
Alfonso
Denard, yes.
Now, he's very interesting. He before the draft came about, earlier on, was thought that possibly a late round first round pick, or a second round pick. And the reason he fell all the way down to where he did was he's had some off-field troubles with law enforcement agencies.
Yeah.
But Belichick claims that, he's been checked out and, I don't know if his legal issues are resolved yet.
Well, he sounds a little crazy, too.
Well, he sounds like he might have some talent.
Yeah.
and a hell of a lot more than you'd get at a 7th-round draft pick. And so, you know, a little bit risky, I guess, in the character department or whatnot. But, you know, for a 7th-round pick, where he might have been at least a 2nd-rounder, no, not bad taking a flyer on him.
Yeah.
Then the last 7th-rounder was a wide receiver from Northwestern.
Jeremy Ebert.
Yeah, probably not looking to crack the starting lineup. From what I understand, might help on special teams.
Okay.
Maybe as a
Maybe
returner.
a kick returner, yeah.
And, but apparently he's got the one thing that I was looking for, although I was hoping to see it long before the 7th round, is he's fast.
Think a possible deep threat, you think?
Well, you gotta, you know,
We
my
need
feeling
someone.
is you gotta.
Well, you know, my football brain is not working. This isn't good. Who did we just pick up from Denver?
Yeah.
Right?
Brandon
Lloyd.
Yeah.
He's
Right.
supposed to be a deep threat, right?
Right. But he's
So at
been
least we
around
have-
for a few years.
Yes, he's an older guy.
And
He's
what
like
if
30,
he, you know,
31.
throws a shoe or something? Oh, no, that's horse racing. Never mind. But it's not what bad idea to have more than one available.
It would be nice. You know, Welker, I don't think ever will be. You know, unfortunately, Branch is not anymore. I mean, well, that's even if we give Welker the money he wants.
Yes, he's getting a little snotty, huh?
Wow.
Isn't he talking about sitting out?
He is going to sit out unless they give him the offer. They haven't even offered him anything. They put the franchise tag on.
Well, they don't have to offer him. Well, they should.
They should. They should. I mean, the franchise tag really only benefits the franchise. It doesn't benefit the player.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he's got to be. They take what, the average of the top 5 receivers, and that's what he's got to make
For 1 year.
Yeah.
So he's a Patriot this year, this
Right,
coming year.
whether he likes it or not.
Right, unless we trade him or something.
And he's going to get paid
And he's going to get paid.
the average, I think it is, of the already top 5 receivers. That's not going to be chicken feed.
No,
So
no.
it's not like they're
but
insulting him.
it is kind of insulting him, though, because it's like, well,
why? They're protecting their interest in
they
the
are
player.
protecting their interests, but it's also saying, well, we only want you for a year unless you really impress us again. You know,
No. Well,
you know, it's
well, 2 things are going to happen. They're going to work it out.
oh yeah.
Or-
he won't miss a day at training camp, I don't think.
Or if they don't, then it's going to be a situation like Richard Seymour, where they say, fine, see you later. And Belichick and the rest will decide that he has become too expensive
Right.
for that position. And that's usually how they define it. And it's going to be hard to replace
Well, that's what happened to
100-plus
Samuel.
catches.
That's what happened to Seymour.
Yeah. Well,
That's-
Samuel got moved. He's down in
He's
Philly.
Philly dropped him to Atlanta?
Atlanta, yeah.
Or Tampa, maybe?
Atlanta.
It is Atlanta?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, he's honestly he had that one really good season with the Pats, and all of a
He had
sudden he
couple,
kind of.
But
Did he make the Pro Bowl any other year?
I don't know. After he left the Patriots, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think he did.
But, you know, they slot dollars for position.
Yes.
And
the Patriots are very smart when it comes to things like that. I think McGinnis left because he was asking for too much. I think Ty Law left because he was asking too much. But it's a little disappointing to see. You know, Ben Jarvis Green Ellis just left because we didn't give him anything. We didn't offer him anything. I don't think.
And Mark Anderson left.
Right.
But the Patriots let him go because they figured he was going to get more money than they were willing to pay.
Carter retired, right?
I don't know if he's retired or not.
Oh, is
He's
he
not
on the
signed,
fence?
though.
He's not on the Patriots.
He's not anybody, I guess, right now.
Yeah, and,
But
you know, I just.
But you know, you think Welker's. You know, as long as Brady's throwing, you figure he's going to catch around 100 passes,
Yeah.
and he's going to be pretty solid on 3rd down.
He had what, 102 2, I think, last season.
At least. I think he was more than that, over 100. But, you know, he just cost the Patriots a Super Bowl. But other than that...
he wasn't the only one, though. It wasn't entirely on him. Brady wasn't at the top of his game in that game.
Didn't have to be. Walker makes that one catch, they win.
True.
Anyway.
And
it's not a catch where you said, oh, gosh, you know, it would have been a miraculous catch.
No, it was, he just dropped it. He dropped it. You know,
yep. So he cracked under pressure.
So, I mean, is that what it is?
He's getting old. Screw him.
Getting old. What is he, 28?
Yeah, I don't know. He might be 30 by now.
He might be 30. He has, yeah, because he was in Miami for 2 years, I think, before the Patriots picked him up.
Yeah, so he's probably pushing 30. Well, 28 is pushing 30, but yeah, he's got to be in that range.
29, 30. I think he's right around there.
But no, yeah, I mean, the Patriots.
I trust Belichick. I do. I'm wondering if he's starting to go a little senile.
Well, he hasn't won anything in a while.
Exactly. You know, he can't beat the Giants. He can't beat them. No. I don't know what it is. You know, when's the last time we beat them? The regular season of 2007?
Or it could be we don't play them that often.
Rather.
But in games where it mattered.
Well, we didn't even beat them in the regular season this last year.
No, they stopped the Patriots' home winning streak.
Right. I mean, it was... So they tied the record. They weren't able to beat the record because they didn't beat the Giants.
Yeah.
And the Giants are not that good. I don't care what anyone says. They won the Super Bowl. I get that. But they're, at least on paper, they're not that good. And this season, if they repeat and they win the NFC East, I can't see how people can continue to say that that is an elite division. It used to be Cowboys, Redskins, Giants, Philly. I mean, that's really, on paper, again, you hear those teams, you go, wow. That's a good division. But look at what they've done lately. What have they done lately? Yes, the Giants are the exception in winning the Super Bowl twice in the last 4 years. But
the rest of the teams, no. Tony Romo has not been able to get the job done. Andy Reid and Donovan McNabb or whoever else was there haven't been able to get over that hump.
Michael Vick.
And now, you know, the Redskins just drafted Edwards from Baylor as, you know,
Griffin.
I assume, to be anointed their starting quarterback. Griffin, right?
Griffin.
Yeah.
The third, RG3.
Yep.
But look at what the Giants have done. They lost Brandon Jacobs.
Yep.
They lost Manningham.
Yep.
They're about to lose Umenyiora.
I wouldn't mind him.
Mario Williams, didn't they just lose it?
No, he was with Houston.
He was with he signed with the Bills. That's right.
They got Anderson too.
That's right.
A couple of nice pass rushers on that line.
and Fitzpatrick looked pretty good last season. Last few games he kind of dropped off, but
more than the last few. He peaked at about game 6, and after that it was.
I thought he was still putting up good numbers, and the defense was just letting everyone score.
Well,
I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I thought Fitzpatrick still put up
I think it was pretty much a
numbers.
team effort when they
well, they lost the running back. Is it Jackson there?
Boo-hoo.
Well, he was putting up phenomenal, huge numbers, but he was out for the season, and that's another reason they started dropping. There was a lot. They lost a lot of people to injuries. It was too bad. I would have loved to see the Bills and the Patriots really kind of go down the stretch. You know, it disappoints me when the Patriots have an easy way in to the playoffs, because then they just get used to it winning, and they get to the playoffs, and all of a sudden they play a good team and they lose.
Yeah, well, last year they at least got over the hump of 2 years prior.
Yes, at least they made the Super Bowl. Yes, that was good. But again, you know, what did they do in the Super Bowl? It was terrible.
Yeah,
they just expected to coast again. It's just like they did the last time they played you know, and I'm not helping. You know, the whole fan base probably thinks a lot like I do. Oh, it's the Giants. They're nothing. Look at their record. They're nothing. And then they come out and they actually play.
Yeah. Well, they haven't had exceptional regular season records.
Right. And this goes back to my original point where we started this whole thing of Belichick possibly going a little senile, because up until last season, He was a defensive genius. Everyone talked about how great he is.
Defense hasn't been that good for a few years.
They've been on the decline, but they've been good. They've been top 10. You know, they weren't on the bottom until last year and this year.
Well, I don't know if they were
terrible.
I don't know if they were top 10 in the last 3-4 years, to tell you the truth.
Really? I'd have to look it up again. I mean,
the thing was still giving up a lot of yardage. Don't give up so many points.
But I guess my thing is...
And the defensive rankings are based on yardage. That's why they...
Well, there's yardage and there's points.
No, but when they rank them in different categories.
Yeah.
And, if points allowed, they were about the middle of the pack, I think.
Yep.
Yardage, they were second to last.
Yep. And the Packers were the worst.
And, in terms of sacks, I don't know where they ranked. Probably not real high.
No, they were up there because Anderson and Carter each had 10.
Yeah, but I don't know if there was a whole lot besides those two.
No, maybe not.
But, takeaways, they probably, they were probably, a fair number on the plus side.
They were okay. They weren't in the bottom of the pack. They were probably middle of the pack.
But, you talk about all the bend but don't break, bend but don't break. But you know what? After a while, I wonder if that takes its toll because that defense, maybe they're not breaking, but they're still out in the field longer than they needed to be.
Well, and, maybe that was the problem.
And that takes less time away from your offense having the ball, too.
Brady needs to have the ball in his hands if we want to win games. And how, night and day is it from looking back to when they won the 3 Super Bowls? I mean, it was with Brady, but he wasn't putting up record-setting numbers like he does now. It was purely defense. It was the defense that won the championships. And
they had
a good offense, but it wasn't
a strong running game. They had Antoine Smith. I don't
even remember him.
Yeah, and they had Corey Dillon.
They had Dillon. That's who I was thinking of. Yeah, but again, they didn't have an elite running back.
No, they don't anymore. And,
right. Ben Jarvis Green Ellis has the potential to be an elite running back, but because we have Brady as a quarterback, now he's in the Bengals now.
If you feature him with 22, 25 carries a game after game, he's never done that.
Yeah.
So Kenny,
we'll see.
I mean, the great thing about him is he's never fumbled.
A really good running back already, and I'm drawing a blank on the name.
I couldn't tell.
But he did. At least he put up good fantasy points. I remember that. But I was pretty sure he did a lot of yards. He didn't score a lot, but he put up good yards.
Yeah, well, see, Jarvis has got a good nose for the end zone when they're down close.
Yeah.
Never fumbled.
Yeah.
So the Patriots didn't draft any running backs.
Nope. And that's disappointing.
They probably will in free agency.
Well, they'll get the undrafted.
Well, they still got, what is it, that played... some last year. He had a little bit of a fumble problem. No.
They have Woodhead. They have...
rookie guy.
Yes. Oh, God.
Waitley.
There was one like that. They have 3 running backs right now.
Yeah.
And they're all fairly young, and they're all tiny. None of them are big guys.
No, it's not. I don't think it begins with a W.
Let me see if I can find it.
But then they had another one. His last name began with a V. I keep thinking of Ben Vereen, but that's not him. Who was injured most of the year. So he got very, very little playing time. So there's a couple there. They'll probably add somebody. The one thing I didn't have a chance to check this morning is free agent signings. I'm sure they've done a bunch of those. Nor did they draft anybody on the offensive line.
Yeah.
Now, all the talk is that Matt Light is retiring. So.
Yeah, it does look that way, that he is. Stephen Ridley.
Yes.
And that's too bad. And there is Vereen. Shane Vereen is another running back. He didn't see much time at all.
No, well, I said he was hurt most of the year.
Yeah, and there is one others that apparently we've signed in the off season, whether it was in a trade or whatever, Eric Catani. I don't know anything about him.
News to me.
Let's see. Profile. He's 25.
Must have been a free agent.
Must have been. Oh, they said he was. I don't know. There's info. Played for the Navy.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So he had to do his Navy time first.
I guess.
So he's
5'11", 235.
Oh,
so he's like my size. Except he's probably in shape.
Gosh, I hope so.
But he doesn't have a number yet, so there must be, either he's a practice player
or he's an equivalent to a rookie.
Yeah, or he's a rookie, or we signed him in the. 25. He's probably a rookie.
Well, no, but if you went in the Navy, because usually if you graduate from one of the military academies, you're obligated to do a few years active duty.
Oh, okay.
So that's interesting. No big running back. Well, he could be 235. Yeah,
that's big. Probably a better fullback.
Yeah.
Fullback, yeah. I can't.
But I think there's still work to be done with the Patriots. I think
Definitely.
they need to add some depth on the offensive line. Mm-hmm. Is probably the biggest need right now. Because they drafted almost all defense.
Yes. Well, that's where we needed the most help. Our offense is still decent if they bring everyone back.
Yeah.
They lost Ben Jarvis. They may lose Welker. I hope they don't.
Yeah. Well, it'll be their choice if they do, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Well, kind of. If he's a holdout. Well, look at Mankins did it last year or 2 years ago.
Well, I think at some point he'll be back. But you don't know how much of a happy camper he's going to be.
Yeah.
If he comes back playing for the franchise tag, he's going to think, oh, they don't want me. They're, all I did for them, blah, blah, blah.
And I guess I can see your point that it's, he shouldn't be complaining too much.
Well, it's in the rules.
It is.
They've got the right to do it.
I think they just need to eliminate that entirely. You don't have it in baseball. You don't have it in basketball, I don't think.
Well, no, but,
I don't know if you have it in hockey, but...
Union isn't as strong in football as it is in baseball. It's got a wicked union.
Yeah, baseball's got a very strong union. But look at basketball's union. They're so disorganized.
Oh, yeah. Well.
And they're trying to kick Fisher out of the presidency there.
And they got... I do want to get it to Kentucky Derby, but unfortunately, the Celtics played a terrible game in Atlanta.
And we may lose Rondo for the playoffs.
Well, they're talking a game.
They're talking longer than that, really? Possibly, because he bumped the ref.
Yeah, well, that's what I heard last night. They were talking a game. But it wasn't a big bump.
No.
It was a little bump.
And he kind of...
like a nudge.
He bumped his foot, too. It was... I don't think it was 100%
I think the ref slowed down on purpose to make him...
Probably.
Yeah. So where's your notes on a Kentucky Derby? What'd you bring in? Oh, jeez. That's cheap. All right. Have you looked at the horses at all?
I haven't.
The field?
No. Let me see what I can pull up. You just went and started talking Kentucky Derby and horse racing thing. I had no idea. You just ran circles around me in the Kentucky Derby just in jargon alone. I had no idea what you were talking about.
You had like 3 weeks to get ready for this. And now this is crunch time. People are waiting, needing to hear what the hell you think. So when they go online to place their bets, they can
blame me when they
spend their money wisely. Jeez. Now I bet if I had said, "Hey Jen, can you?" That's the Kentucky Oaks there.
This is?
Yeah. Now you're probably going to go, what?
Basically.
Now that's for the Phillies. That's the day before. That's on Friday.
$1 million Kentucky Oaks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Friday.
Yeah,
okay.
There's no real dominant.
So are any of these people racing in the Derby?
No, it's the Oaks. That's what they're racing in. That's why they call it the Oaks.
All right. I like Eden's Moon. going to win the Oaks.
Okay, yeah, he could be. I think somebody picked her.
He's number 8.
Eden Moon.
Any horse that shares your name is a good choice.
That was Eden, like the Garden of
Eden. Sorry.
Baffert trained horse.
Well, there was definitely an Eaton on there. There's no question. They're always good.
Martin Garcia is the jockey, good jockey.
Garcia, he sounds Argentinian.
Raced in most jockeys are of Latino.
Yes. Well, they love their horse racing down in Argentina. So.
Well, a lot of it has to do with their size.
They're very small, yes.
You do know.
I spent a year in Argentina.
Right, but...
They called me Flaco.
You do know, what's that a name? Well,
skinny. Not because I was actually skinny.
Yes.
They say the opposite.
Wrong.
They call me Negro, too.
They called you
Black.
What? Oh.
It's an ironic name.
Yeah, no, Baffert trained horse, raced in a couple of grade 1s. Grade 1 is a top grade.
Like you're seeing the eyes glaze over a little.
Grade 3. No, a lot of these horses haven't raced in grade 1 races.
Grade 1 is the Oaks? Is it grade 1 race?
It's the level of
right.
The
like
horse's
single
ability.
A, double A.
Right.
All right.
So this would be like the major leagues.
Okay. Grade 1 is majors. All right. So the higher the number, the lower it is. Is that what you're saying?
Right. Lower the number, the better.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Now, it didn't win any grade 1s, but it raced in a couple and did.
Where are you seeing this?
I just got some scribbles here.
Oh, see, I couldn't even read that. So.
Yeah. The one of the two seems like popular picks are this horse named Grace Hall. She had 3 prep races, won, finished second. But there's no real dominant filly.
Okay.
Another one that's kind of a popular pick is this. I'm surprised you didn't go for this. It's On Fire Baby.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that.
She's had 3 prep wins, none in grade 1 races though. Prep is, preparatory to the big race.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Yes.
Derby. That's
talk to me about the Derby.
Saturday. Well,
I can't find any info on my phone.
Oh, cut it out.
Well, I can look online.
Find more info than you want. Well, there's probably going to be 20 horses.
Okay.
Some of them have no business being there. I mean, I'm looking at one. Early line is 45 to 1. This thing called Rousing Sermon. Had 4 prep races.
I like the name.
4 prep races, 1 second, 1 third.
Okay.
Which kind of falls into the big deal category.
Yeah.
But being the favorite in the Kentucky Derby historically has not always mattered much.
All right.
From what I understand, the 2 top favorites now is one of them is Union Rags. Mm-hmm. That's a horse that's had 5 prep races, 1 3, second, and a third. Pretty good.
Sorry, this is which one?
Union Rags.
Oh, he's way at the bottom. All right, I've got the site.
Yeah.
Union Rags. Yeah. Owner, Chad's Ford Stable. All right.
Yeah. There's information on these things if you want to peek at them. You would think he should be one of the top favorites.
Oh yeah, he's
another horse I think that's probably going to take a lot of money is one called Gemologist.
Okay.
I believe he is undefeated.
Wow. I saw his name here. Where'd he go? Gemologist. All right.
Now another one that's very highly rated. And this has only come on just recently. He just won a major prep maybe 2-3 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Bodemeister.
Okay.
He's had 2 what they call prep races this year. Finished first in one, second in the other. But it was a very impressive first. But another horse I like and the morning lines have him at 10-1. There's a horse called Doulahan. I think he could potentially surprise people.
He's not listed on this sheet. This
Hey
is
guys, sorry to interrupt. You have 5 minutes.
That's it?
5 minutes.
Holy
we talked
crap.
too much about football.
Jeez.
Just sign, Welker. Just sign. All right. Back to the Derby.
Yeah, Hanson was the real sexy pick early on.
Well, he's a number 4 fan favorite.
But he is a horse that I don't think can get 1.25 miles. That's what they call the classic distance, Derby distance, 1.25 miles.
All right.
I don't think he can do it. I think at 1 mile, he'd be a great pick. There's a good chance that some of these others, like Daddy, this one, Daddy Knows Best, and knows is NOSE, 20-1. Mark Valesky is 25-1.
I have my pick right here.
Who you got? Daddy Longlegs?
I'll have another.
I'll have another, yes.
16-1.
16-1.
That's not bad.
He's had 2 preps, 2 wins.
Yeah.
You know, it would not shock me if any one of those, a Creative Cause 12-1, I would think a very good bet. But, you know, with a field of 20, a lot can happen just as they're leaving the starting gate, running to that first turn.
Right.
You got 20 horses, pretty much all trying for the same track position. You can get bumped and jostled. You know, you can get pushed back. You know, say you don't have a clean break out of the gate. You're a half a step slower than the other horses. Next thing you know, you're behind 16 horses. And then as I come around, you know, that's a lot of horses to go around. And sometimes to get around a big crowd, you might have to be 3-4 wide.
Yep.
Especially 3-4 wide on a turn, makes it even harder. So some horses, their chances of winning will probably be decided in the first few 100 yards because of what the hell happened coming out of that starting gate.
Yeah.
It's like a gang rush of 20 horses. And it's wild. Do you know what they call the Kentucky Derby? This is going to be good. I'm going to give you everything but one word. The run for the...
Cup?
No.
Prize?
It's a flower. The run for the...
Rose?
As. Yeah, they get this big wreath of red roses.
Okay.
The winner does. And I guess the horse gets to eat them. I don't know.
Probably.
Hopefully they take the
Well,
thorns
so
out.
who do you like, since we got to wrap this up?
I do like Bodemeister. I'm disappointed
#1
that
rated
he's one
horses.
of. Well, I don't know. All of a sudden, he got really highly rated in the last couple of weeks. But you know, they say always go with your first choice. But I'm going to give you 3: Bodemeister, Doulahan, and Creative Cause.
All right.
Union Rags and
gotta pick.
Gemologist would be excellent choices. But like I said, judging from other derbies, if some of these 16, 20-1 shots won, it would not shock me because it's happened often enough.
Well, I think it's going to be I'll Have Another.
You have another.
Went the Day Well. I like him. And El Padrino. No, I don't like that one. El Padrino is my number 2. And I'll actually pick Union Rags. No, I'll pick Gemologist. I like him.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'm guessing it's practically a coin flip. But I'll Have Another. I like him. He's an underdog.
Yeah, 16-1. What was your other one? Went the Day Well?
No. Then El Padrino.
Oh, El Padrino. Well, he's still 16-1.
Yeah. And then
Gemologist.
I'll pick Gemologist.
Yeah, undefeated.
To
I
be a
mean,
top
it's
3,
hard to find fault with him.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But I'll Have Another. You know, he says the one writer called him the Rodney Dangerfield of horse racing.
Gets no respect.
Since, like the late comedian, he gets no respect.
All right. Well, I guess we have to pretty much right now go with the 30-1 shot for our show, which is done talking.
Done talking.
So that's what we are done talking.
All right.
We'll be back, and the next time you're going to see us, as you said, in a different environment.
In a radio booth.
Yeah. So, Jen, thank you very much for taking care of us. And we'll be back next week.
Next week.
Take care, everyone. Enjoy the Derby.
Bye.